Hello, hello, and welcome back to Business as a Magical Practice. Today, we're talking about using tarot for business success. And pulling a tarot card is one of my favorite ways to find clarity and inspiration in my business. And as business owners, we make so many decisions on a daily basis. Everything from how we want to plan our marketing to which questions will best serve our clients and coaching calls and an endless list of things in between. And it can be a huge energy drain. But as spiritual business owners, you already know you're not in this alone. Your guides, whether it's God, goddesses, ancestors, angels, however you define it, they're here supporting you. So today, I want to talk about an incredible tool to help you access the wisdom of your guides, communicate with the soul of your business, and use your own intuition to propel your business forward. So we're talking tarot cards. One of the best things about tarot is that it's so open-ended. There are so many different spreads you can use for a reading and a pretty much never-ending list of questions you can ask. And once you understand the depth and energy of each card, you'll see just how much there is for you to take in. So how do we use this to actually show up to our business from the best place possible so that we can grow our business and expand our souls? First, tarot can help you get clarity around business decisions. Think about a challenge you're facing in your business right now. Pulling a card can give you insight into where you are now, where you want to be, and how to get there. Sometimes what we really need is perspective, gaining new perspective about where you're at right now and what your challenges actually are, not just the complications you can see or the barriers you're focused on. That may be exactly what you need to look at the situation in a new light. You might also find when you pull a card to signify where you want to be, that your end result is different from what you initially thought it was. Maybe you want to break 20K this month, but you just feel like you aren't working hard enough. The cards might show you that what's standing in your way isn't the amount of work you're putting in, but your relationship with your current clients. Or you might discover that while you thought the biggest challenge in your business right now was finding time to delegate all of your favorite tasks, your least favorite tasks off your plate. Yeah, don't delegate your favorite tasks. The tarot is suggesting that you look instead at your current beliefs about what you quote unquote should do as a business owner. If you're making a decision that feels monumental, you won't get your answer by just pulling a card, but you will definitely walk away with new ideas about the situation you're in, the project you're working on, and your role in all of it. So tarot can actually support you in finding inspiration for your next creative project too. If you're stuck between a few different ideas for your next launch or project, or if you're having trouble coming up with a program or marketing strategy that feels congruent with who you are, you can ask the tarot for support about the best path to walk down. Also, if you feel like your well has run dry of ideas, your deck is probably going to gently remind you that burnout is a thing that you need to spend. Your deck is probably going to gently remind you that burnout is a thing, okay? And you need to spend more time on self-care. Speaking from experience here. The cards are an open communication network between you and the soul of your business too. So it's not you can contact the beyond and contact gods and goddesses, ancestors and spirit guides and whatever. But it also, if you've listened to my podcast before, you know that you can actually connect to the soul of your business. Your business is a separate entity. It has its own soul. And you're welcome to go back and listen to the meditation from, I don't know, I think it was December 2020. You'll see a meditation on this podcast on how to connect with the soul of your business. So the cards are another way, once you've made that soul connection, you can use tarot to openly communicate between you and the soul of your business. You can ask your business a question directly, like, what do you want to do here? What do you need from me? And through the tarot, your business will tell you its desires and communicate its needs. It's a great way to create that relationship with your business where you're fully tuned into its energy as something that exists outside of yourself. So I love pulling tarot cards after doing the meditation to meet the soul of your business. Again, that's linked. It's from December 2020 on this podcast. It's linked down in the show notes. And that's specifically because it really creates that communication network so information can flow back and forth between your soul and your business's soul, especially if you're someone who's like, is that my ego or is that my intuition? You could actually use the tarot as this more clean slate, this cleaner communication channel than like what's actually just going on in your mind. So just to quickly summarize, because there's a lot here, tarot can help you get clarity, find inspiration for your next creative process, and talk to the soul of your business directly. Tarot's having something of a moment right now, which is amazing. Even people who are 90% muggle are using tarot cards. And with this upsurge in people using tarot cards, this means there are a lot of misconceptions floating around for sure. So I want to tackle 3 myths I see come up again and again when it comes to using tarot cards. I'll also be sharing my favorite decks and guidebook down below in a second. So after that, we're also going to share a little simple tarot spread you can use today. If you're brand new to tarot or you haven't touched your tarot deck in months or years, if you want to dip your toe in again, we're going to get to that today. Then I can share a ritual to help you build a connection with your deck specifically. And finally, we're going to talk about how you can make tarot a daily habit in your life and business. Okay, ready? I know it's a lot today. It's a lot, but it's great. And again, there's everything I'm sharing today will be in the show notes. So you're welcome to take notes. You're going to remember things better if you take notes, but it is all in the show notes. So you can come back to this later. So myth number 1 I see is that you need to hire a professional tarot reader. There are so many brilliant and talented tarot readers out there who you should absolutely hire if that's super fun for you, especially if you're facing a significant challenge. Having the intuition and expertise of someone who understands every archetype of the card and who has the wisdom from doing this 100 times before can be exactly what you need to break up your problem and move forward. And obviously, professional tarot readings are going to have a level of knowledge of the cards and how they work together that you're not going to find anywhere else. But you don't need to hire an expert if you want an accurate reading. You don't even need to invite over your one friend who's a total whiz at tarot, a total tarot nerd. Although obviously it's really fun to have a witchy celebration where a group of people get together and give each other readings. Even if you've never had a tarot reading done before and you know nothing, basically nothing about what any of the cards mean, you can give yourself an accurate reading. It might not be as expansive as what you get from a professional, but you can still learn so much. And all it takes is 3 things: a tarot deck, a guidebook, and your intuition. Okay, that's all you need. So I did want to share some of my favorite decks, and I have them. If you're watching on YouTube, I have them, or I have some of them. I didn't have all of them in my office, but the first one is the Smith-White Tarot deck, and it's probably the most well-known. And side note, you may also hear it called the Rider-Waite deck. I like to call it the Smith-Waite because Rider was the name of the publisher, but Pamela Coleman Smith was actually the artist who illustrated them. So giving credit where credit is due. I love the Wild Unknown deck by Kim Krans. So it looks like this. It's super beautiful. This is my personal favorite deck and the one I use the most. It's specifically because it's I feel like I have the most connection with these cards. I think it's because it's the only deck I've actually been inspired to purchase, where I have other decks, but just because people recommended I buy them. Like I have the Biddy Tarot deck, I have the Thoth deck, which I'll mention in a second, but this is the only deck I've actually been inspired to purchase just because I saw it at a shop, and I'm just showing the cards right now. I saw it at a shop and I went to the shop like 3 times being like, oh, I want that deck. Oh, I want that deck. Oh, I want that deck. And then I finally bought the deck. And I don't know whether it was an intuitive hit or just because I had like so much desire and connection to the art on the card, but I feel because of that, I feel this, or maybe, you know what, maybe the Wild Unknown deck is just a super accurate deck. I don't know. But I definitely think it's because I had this strong desire and urge to purchase it that I have, I feel like it gives me the most accurate readings and it unveils the truth for me more than any other deck. So maybe that's for you. Maybe here's a recommendation right now. Extra recommendation that if you're being called to buy a deck, that could be a good sign it's going to be a good deck for you. Okay, and then the Thoth deck, which is the one created by Aleister Crowley. And I have heard people say how much they hate the deck and they don't like the art and blah, blah, blah. Or they don't like Aleister Crowley because yeah, he is absolutely controversial. This is the deck he created based on the Kabbalistic and astrological attributions in the Book of Thoth. So it is, in terms of extreme magical insight infused into a deck, that's an amazing deck for that. And the guide associated with it is just like poetry and a treasure trove for sure. And if you have a deck you love, definitely head over on Instagram at The Dirty Alchemy and share it with me. I love finding new decks. I'm never opposed to buying a new deck. So if there's one that you absolutely love, please tell me. I will probably get it. And by the way, if you think you need to wait until someone gives you a tarot deck to have one, I'm talking about this later in the episode. So just hold your horses. So once you have your cards, you need a guidebook, and you can find that for free online. Once you pull a card, you can look it up, and there are tons of free resources to help you understand what it means. And most of the time, there will be a guidebook with any tarot deck that you buy. Like, it will just come with a guidebook for the cards. I also love using Biddy Tarot's website because she has all the card meanings on there laid out in a really accessible way. She also has the Ultimate Tarot Guidebook, that's what it's called, which you can buy instead of having to look up each card individually in Google or wherever. So that's my personal favorite. And there are also so many other guidebooks out there too, online courses, all the things for tarot. And then finally, you need your intuition. This is how the universe or your guides or whoever you're tapping into are going to communicate through. They're going to communicate through you. So your intuition is going to be your guide for which cards you choose and how you interpret them. So before I pull a card, I always start by centering. I'll take a few deep breaths and tuning into my heart space. I might do like cut my cords a few times and really like set the energy in the room. And then getting focused on the moment and centered in your intentions helps you tap into your intuition. I will also add that if you're using the tarot to do a reading for your business, you will probably hear the voice of the spirit of your business come through. And that might feel the same way as your intuition feels, or it might feel different. After you do a few readings, you'll start to get more clear on the ways that the spirit of your business is communicating with you, and you'll get better in general at discerning where the insights are coming from, whether that's your intuition or your mind or your guides or the soul of your business. Yeah, so practice makes clarity, brings clarity there. So that's all you need to do an effective reading. Get your deck, your guidebook, and just get ready to tune in. Which brings me to the next myth. You have to follow the guidebook perfectly. When you're first starting out, you'll want to keep that guidebook close by, especially as you're memorizing the cards and learning what the different suits and numbers mean. But once you start to get familiar with the symbols in your deck and you turn into the energy of each card, you start to feel what the card is telling you. And that's especially going to happen if you're pulling multiple cards next to each other. You'll start to feel into their energies and see how they play off of each other. So don't be afraid to play around with your own interpretations as long as you actually know what the card means to begin with. Like, don't just start coming up with random ideas of what the card mean that aren't based on anything, but do let your intuition and the unspoken energy of the cards guide you in your understanding. And honestly, even if you don't ever read a guidebook, and you can do straight up meditations with cards and just do a cacao ceremony or get into a meditative state and do a meditation with the card, and it can actually communicate with you. So realize that there's magic in that too if you don't ever want to fucking use a guidebook. That's totally fine. Okay, third myth is someone needs to gift you your first tarot deck. I didn't know this one until I hadn't heard it until recently, actually, and then I found out it's a super common myth, and I think it's really dumb. Obviously, tarot can be a really meaningful gift, and it's fun to give your witchy friends a deck that's meaningful to you, but no, you do not have to wait around for someone to gift you a deck. We're so often told as women that we just need to wait around for someone else to give us something or make a decision for us, but you can absolutely take charge of your own happiness here and your own magic here and buy whatever fucking deck you want. And as I mentioned, like, I actually think that the Wild Unknown tarot deck is the most accurate one for me. And a part of that was because I personally was drawn to it. That wouldn't have happened if I was waiting around for someone else to buy me a deck. In fact, buying your own deck can be empowering. You can feel into the energy of different decks and see which one resonates with you the most before you buy it, right? So anyways, here is a simple spread for insights into your latest business goal. So think about the biggest project in your business right now. Maybe it's a launch, or maybe it is it's a new email you're writing, or a proposal you're sending out to a client, and what your goals you want to achieve through that project. Maybe you're about to launch a program and you want to create 25 new clients, or maybe you just launched a new coaching package that you hope will create 25 grand this year. Once you shuffle and cut your deck, so let me slow down. I'm going fast today, you guys. You first want to tune into that, what you're actually asking about, tune into what that goal is, what the end result is that you want. Then get your deck and shuffle and cut your deck, and you're going to pull 3 cards. The first card is what you aspire to. The second card is what is standing in your way. And the third card is how you can overcome this to reach your goal. And this ritual is going to be in the show notes for you to reference later. So save this one. And so it's really as simple as that. So think about your goal, think about what you want to get out of it, and then shuffle and cut your deck, pull 3 cards. And the first one is what you aspire to, what is standing in your way, and how you can overcome this to reach your goal. So you're just going to interpret the cards. You're going to take the lessons from the cards, whether that's through your intuition, through a guidebook, or otherwise. And now finally, we're doing a few different things today. I wanted to share my 3 favorite cards for business owners, like what I get really excited about when I pull them. So you can keep note, and if they come up for you during a reading, the first one is Queen of Pentacles. And I see this card come up all the time for clients, and it makes me so happy. The card is for prosperity and security and of having it all. When you see the Queen of Pentacles as an entrepreneur, it means you're doing a good job. Like, bitch, you doing a good job. Bitch, you doing a good job. Anyone else seen that reel? Okay, moving on. You're doing a good job nurturing your business and your family, whether that means your children, relationship, friendships, or fur babies. The next one is the Ace of Wands. This is the card of new ideas with a ton of potential. I often pull this card when I've started working on a new project, and it's how I know I'm on the right path. It's a confirmation that whatever you're going on, you're working on, has the potential to grow into something amazing. So it's a good signal that you should continue to bring your project to life. And third card I love when I draw is the Empress. So this is a card of both femininity and enlightenment. So it's no surprise that it comes up frequently for spiritual business owners. The Empress is telling you to trust in the sacred and follow your intuition. She's also the card of your subconscious and mysteries. So if you keep finding yourself looking for the perfect marketing funnel or the exact right thing to post on social media, she might be urging you to allow yourself to not have all the answers, but instead to trust yourself and go with what feels right. Okay. So finally, Here is a simple ceremony to help you get acquainted or reacquainted with your tarot deck if it's been a while or if you're new to it. So again, this is in the show notes. You can come back to it again, but listen now so you can know a little bit about the process and you can prepare for it. So if you just got a new deck, or if you want to build a stronger connection with the deck you already have, here's a simple way to do it with a tarot deck anointing ceremony. So grab your deck and your favorite essential oil. I like to use frankincense because it encourages clarity and it will help you tune into environmental energies. You can also use rosemary, lemongrass, lavender. These are great purification oils that will clear the past energy of the deck and make way for new beginnings. And then set your intention. This could be to embody the tarot's teaching, to learn from the ancient wisdom, to find clarity, to build a business partner in your tarot deck, like your tarot deck as your business partner. And then rub a small amount of the essential oil of your choice onto the corner of each card. Go through every card in the deck. And after that, you will have a renewed connection and you'll be starting your reading from a blank slate and from a connected state with your deck. So I also wanted to quickly share the easiest way to make tarot a habit, because I know that's one for people. Like you'll buy a deck and you won't use the deck. So easiest way is pulling a card every morning as a part of your morning routine before you start your day. Easiest way to make a habit, right? Because you're connecting with morning time, you're actually linking a time of day with it. You can also keep it on your desk and just like before you open your computer, like you pull a card. That way you can get a quick download from the universe or from the soul of your business before you jump into any projects. And you can also bring these to your team meetings every week. You can pull a card at the beginning of your meeting before you dive into the business details, ask the card what your team needs from you today, or how you can best support one another. Okay, so let's pull a card together. Let's pull a card together. Maybe take a second while I shuffle and think about a question you have for the soul of your for the soul of your business and the insight you want to get from the soul of your business. If you haven't connected with the soul of your business before, quick basic overview is your business is a separate entity than you, even if you're the face of your brand, and it has insights for you. It is its own power container so that you're building it over time for it to hold power and to build energy so that you are a part of your business's team. You're the owner of the business, but you are not your business. So we're connecting to that energy right now. So maybe close your eyes or pause this if you're driving or stop doing the dishes and go sit down. Take a few deep breaths. Connecting with your heart. Hold the intention of hearing from the soul of your business. And allow a question to come forward. Instead of a yes or no question, choose a more qualitative question, like, what do you need from me today? What should I be focusing on for this new project? Something like that. And I'm gonna think of one myself, so give me a second. Okay. I'm going to choose a card for us. I'm going to trust that whatever I pull will be perfect for my question and your question. Okay, so I got 8. I think it's 8 of Pentacles. Here's the card I pulled from the Wild Unknown deck. Surprise, surprise. Okay, and this is what it says. It is not 8 of Pentacles. It is 9 of Pentacles because we can't read Roman numerology. Okay, so 9 of Pentacles, happy, healthy home. Always a welcome card. The 9 of Pentacles is a time to enjoy the many results of your loyalty and hard work. This may be a promotion at work or newfound stability and happiness at home. It's even possible that you'll find yourself enjoying the finer things in life, as luxury and refinement oftentimes accompany this card. So, ooh, we picked a good one. That's a fun message. And you're, of course, welcome to go read some other interpretations of 9 of Pentacles. That was just the Wild Unknown deck interpretation. And with that, I want to hear from you. If you've never used tarot for your business before, did you have any aha moments while listening to this episode? Or are you feeling newly inspired to get your tarot deck out? Or maybe you're like, bitch, your interpretation of the 9 of Pentacles was terrible. Let me tell you what's right. No, I'm kidding. Be nice. Anyways, come on over to Instagram. It is at The Dirty Alchemy. I would love to connect on this. And until next week, you have a lovely, bountiful, luxurious week.